AnimeSecrets.org, the answer to all your burning questions.
So what's you're Anthony and you represent what?
I represent Anime Secrets.
Cool.
A lot of just general anime questions. Well, the tagline is the answer to your burning questions.
Nice. All right.
So, I'll keep them general.
Am I looking at you?
Either one, it doesn't matter. Well, I guess the first question would be, what got you into voice acting? What got you interested?
Okay. I have a background in acting. I was acting. I started doing theater when I was in high school, and then that took me into college, and I went to NYU, and I have a degree in acting. And acting when I was in college was something actually I even though I majored in it, I almost started to kind of come away from it because I got more involved in music, and I was playing with bands and having some degree of success. So I got to a point where I was kind of like, rock star or actor? And I'm like, rock star, because things were going well, and I was really enjoying that life. And even like after I graduated, like that's what I did for a little while. I was a rock star. Like that was my job. I just played music, and it was fun and sort of debaucherous and messy, but it was a really good time. And but then you get, I got to a point where it was like, oh crap, we're not getting along anymore, and the band's breaking up, and this, and I need a job. So, having played in the band and been in the studio and things like that for a while, you learn some tech, this, that, and the other. And eventually I ended up getting a job, saw an ad in the New York Times for a DVD producer. And that place was Central Park Media, which was an anime distributor, which was one of the sort of old school, companies responsible for bringing anime to the U.S. in the first place. I started working for them. And I was producing DVDs, but quickly I was producing all their English language versions, then I was directing their English language versions, and that's how I started to get into the voice acting. I would, because I would direct or produce all these titles that they did, and then sometimes I would start playing little parts and things. I had the acting background, and I would still do theater on occasion. And then in 2004, I founded my own company, and I left Central Park Media. I'd worked there for about 4.5 years at the time. And as soon as I became a free agent, it would have been a conflict of interest for me to go act in other people's shows while I was at CPM. But as soon as I was a free agent, I was free to kind of go work on whatever. And at the time, there was a lot more anime in New York City. So I started getting parts and stuff. And 4Kids scooped me up immediately. And I started directing for them. I started showing up on all their shows, and then it just took off from there. And in recent years, I've branched out into other things. I've been doing audiobooks. I do a lot of ESL. I voice a lot of animation that is not Japanese. Anime in New York City has shrunk away, except for, of course, the two biggest shows in anime, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, are still there, and I'm in all of those. But aside from that, I work on non-anime stuff.
Okay. Do you have a particular work that you're most proud of?
Yeah. Okay, from a non-acting standpoint, the best show I ever worked on is Now and Then, Here and There. It is spectacular. I produced it and cast it and everything, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's a 13-episode series. Central Park Media put it out. And then I believe whatever ADV is now, the Sentai Filmworks or Section 23 or whatever it is, I think they put it out now. It's fantastic. It's emotionally gut-wrenching and heavy, and it is definitely not for little kids, but it's great. So on that side of the fence, that's some of my best work. As an actor, it's hard to say. I mean, as a voiceover actor, I guess it's hard to say. There's some theater things I did that I was really, really proud of. But I don't know. I enjoyed playing Storm Shadow in G.I. Joe very, very much. I don't know if it's necessarily my best work, but I really dug being Storm Shadow because he's the coolest guy in the show. When I was a little kid, I had his figure and everything. I was pretty proud of the work. Wait, hold on. Was it? In this lovely little movie called Dead Snow. This is a Norwegian zombie film that was a big hit at Sundance a couple years ago and was ranked as one of the best zombie movies of all time by Entertainment Weekly. And I'm in the English language version of it. And I did it a couple years ago, and I hadn't ever seen it. But just like a couple weeks ago, I was at Best Buy, and the Independent Film Channel, IFC owns the rights to that, so their IFC DVDs were on sale. It was like $8 or something, so I bought it, and I watched it, and I was like, wow. I'm like, this is really good. And not to be obnoxious, but I was like, wow, I did a really good job in this thing. Because the character I played was sort of the chubby, like the chubby funny guy. Like if it was an American movie, he would have been like Jack Black. And, I'm singing. He's doing goofy, like bad impressions. He's drunk. It's all this crazy stuff, and it was like, and it came out really, really good. So I have to say, I had a bigger smile on my face and an impression from watching this than I had from watching any of the cartoon stuff I had in a while. Because I just do that so often. I think I'm so used to it. And this was so unique. So if you're into blood and zombies and brains and Nazis, then check out Dead Snow, and I'm the fat guy. So, yeah.
Specific to Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
Yes.
Did you have more fun playing the good guy like Crow or the bad guy Lester?
I loved being Crow. And I did put that in past tense because we're done recording the show. There's lots of episodes that still have to air, but 4Kids production schedule-wise is usually well ahead of their air schedule, like what's going to show up on TV. So we are finished. So I've recorded the last Crow that I'm going to record. I really enjoyed being Crow. Crow was fun, but he was also like a big kind of lead hero character. And mostly I get like villains and sidekicks. Now, yes, Crow is a sidekick kind of, but he's still a pretty big part. So I liked playing him. He was pretty cool, and Lester was fun, and he was a snarky little bitch kind of, So, and being bad guys is always a good time, but I didn't get a chance to play. I've played a lot of bad guys, but I didn't get a chance to play a lot of people like Crow. So I really enjoyed that. I got to be in the 3D movie that they put out theatrically, so that was fun. So yeah, I dug Crow. He was cool, and there were even episodes where there was like actual drama. There was some real acting in Yu-Gi-Oh, believe it or not, and that was nice to get to do that.
I like the way one of my other interviews put it. Was there ever a time that you were in the booth that another voice actor left you a bomb in the script?
Oh yeah, sure. That happens all the time. We'll record outtakes for each other, and they'll just be in there, and that happens on occasion. In general, there's this one actress, Erica Schroeder is her name. And she's spectacular. She's super talented and has this incredible range. And especially, she plays. Well, she was like Luffy in One Piece, and then she was she's a Kiza in 5Ds, and she's all these, She has a crazy character range, but she does like super, super, super good sexy voice. So very often, if she has a scene with me, they'll be like, all of a sudden, this sort of sexy voice they will creep in, and I'll be like, But with 5Ds in particular, because I don't, with that show, the Akiza character has kind of, she's got the rack going on, and there's all these, scenes with her and Crow, so I would leave lots of bombs for her, which were usually, boob comments. And sometimes even in the animation, it looks like he's just like, staring at her. So yeah, we do that all the time, and being the guy like with Pokemon who directs or records the show, if there's something up on screen that I'm like, oh my god, this is such an obvious joke here, I'm like, ooh, say this, and I'll have somebody say it and then leave it in, yeah. So certain people are outtake machines, Dan Green, who is the Yugi, who was the original Yu-Gi-Oh, he is he's the best outtake guy I think I've ever worked with, you know. So it's no matter what you're working on, man, he keeps it interesting because he's quick with the jokes. So.
Sorry, I'm trying to come up with these on the fly here.
What's that thing on your wrist?
It's one of the things from the Power Rangers shows.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The imports.
Gotcha.
Shoot.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing that's coming to mind. Is there anything that you finished doing that hasn't exactly aired yet?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a show that I was in that will be airing nationally Saturday mornings, probably on the CW. It's called Tai Chi Chasers, and it was a lot of fun. We recorded that at 4Kids this past year, and I'm one of the leads in that show, one of the kind of the heroes. His name is Finn, and like this guy, which was fun. It's also one of my sons' name. His name is Finn. So getting to play that character was cool. It was a fun show, and that I think there's like we're still doing a couple little fixes on the last couple episodes, but it's basically done, and that's supposed to start airing nationally in September. So by all means, check it out, because I believe there is more of it. So hopefully, if people are watching it and they dig it, you know, we'll get picked up and do another season. So that is coming up, and you know, pretty psyched about that. And you know, not that Pokemon needs any promotion, but we are doing, you know, Pokemon just keeps rolling along, and every year, you know, there's another movie, and movie number 14, we're starting production on that now. It was released in Japan a couple of weeks ago. Those movies are always big hits for them. I don't know if you've ever seen the numbers, but like, they get released theatrically in Japan. They are always some of the top grossing movies of the year. I'm not even talking about like top grossing animated movies, just top grossing movies. Like movie number 12, the Arceus movie, made like $56 million. It was like the third highest grossing movie in Japan that year. It was like Harry Potter was number 1, and that was like number 3. But, you know, so we're starting to work on that movie, and I'm not exactly sure when it's going to air. I mean, it won't be for months, but keep an eye out for it. The Pokemon movies are beautiful. Just the art and the animation is so nice, and they're just super dramatic and big and epic. So they're always fun to work on. So there's another one coming your way. Check it out.
All right, well, I guess that's it. I'm out of questions.
All right, man. That's okay. Thank you.
Hey, you! Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. You can also check out Anime Secrets on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Do you want more than that? I know you do. Then go to our website where you can see daily updates and articles and exclusive interviews.